The mist clings low over the valley like a silken veil, thin and ghostly in the first light of dawn. Shafts of gold spill through the ancient trees, breaking the darkness into shards of brilliance that dance on the dew-drenched grass. The air is thick with the scent of earth and water, the breath of life that carries across the African plain. Birds stir in the canopy, their calls soft and echoing, as if they too know the forest must wake gently. Through the fog, the elephants arrive. Their steps are soundless except for the soft rustle of grass beneath their feet. A matriarch leads, her tusks curved and pale as bone, her ears scarred by years of survival. Behind her moves the herd, a dozen shadows in the golden mist, each trunk sweeping the ground like the slow pendulum of a clock. And at the center, tangled in their legs and curiosity, toddles Nuru, a baby elephant, barely a year old. His skin still creased from birth, his steps unsteady but full of wonder. Nuru's mother keeps him close, her trunk brushing his back each time he wanders too far. But the morning is too beautiful, too filled with new things for him to stay still. He chases the flash of a butterfly, a fragile thing of blue and silver that flits just beyond his reach. The butterfly lands on a reed, and when Nuru leans close, it darts away again, as if playing a private game with the young calf. Everywhere around him, life hums. The air vibrates with cicadas. Dragonflies shimmer above the water. Fish break the surface with faint ripples that catch the sun like liquid glass. It is peace in its purest shape, a rhythm older than memory, a balance that needs no words. Watching from the edge of the clearing, half hidden among the trees, another presence stirs. Koba, the silverback gorilla, sits in the shadows of the fig trees. His chest rises and falls slowly, his dark eyes fixed on the herd below. His troop rests nearby, scattered among the roots, grooming each other and plucking fruit from the branches. But Koba is still. The morning light catches the silver on his back, turning it almost white. He has seen these elephants before. They share this valley, this ribbon of river, this fragile peace that few outsiders understand. He knows the matriarch's call, the low hum she uses to gather her young. He knows the rhythm of their days, when they drink, when they move, when they rest. To him, they are neighbors, ancient and wise, never a threat. And yet, as Koba watches, something in the air feels wrong. It is not a sound, not even a scent. More like a change in the heartbeat of the forest. A shift so slight, it would pass unnoticed to anything less than wild. A rustle beneath the reeds. A ripple in the mud, far beneath the bright water lilies and thick roots of papyrus. Something moves, slow, deliberate, without sound. Its body glides with the ease of a river current, muscles coiling and uncoiling in silence. The python is old, older than the gorilla, older than the elephants who walk above it. It has survived by patience alone. Its scales shimmer faintly in the fading mist, patterned like the forest floor, invisible to the untrained eye. Today it follows a scent, the warm, milky sweetness of young blood. The herd reaches the watering hole, their reflections broken by ripples as trunks dip and lift. The matriarch sprays her back with water and droplets scatter like jewels in the sunlight. Nuru squeals in surprise as the cool spray hits him, then joins in, splashing, playful and free. His small feet churn the mud, his laughter, if laughter could belong to an elephant, rises like a song. From the shadows, Koba allows himself a small sound, a breath almost like a sigh. This is what he lives to protect, the gentle order of the wild, the way each life fits within another. But still, the air hums differently today. Overhead, a vulture circles lower than usual. The birds in the trees have gone quiet. Even the breeze seems to pause, heavy and watchful. The python inches closer, its eyes like molten gold, unblinking. It has no hatred, no malice, only hunger. The pure, ancient instinct that drives every creature in the wild. The sun climbs higher. The mist thins. The shadows grow shorter. Nuru wanders again. He follows the butterfly, always that same one, across the shallow edge of the pool and toward the riverbank. His mother rumbles softly in warning, but he does not listen. Curiosity pulls him farther than he's ever gone before. The reeds sway around him, tall and whispering, their tips catching the light. In the trees, Koba tenses. He feels it before he sees it. The sudden stillness, the way the birds freeze mid-song, the silence that falls like a curtain. His eyes narrow, scanning the grass, every muscle ready, but to Nuru there is no danger. Only the flutter of wings, the shimmer of light on water. The butterfly lands again, just beyond his reach. He takes one more step, and in that single heartbeat, a ripple passes across the surface of the river. So small, so quick it could be mistaken for wind. The herd shifts uneasily. The matriarch lifts her head, ears wide, sniffing the air. Koba's fists tighten. The python stops moving, waiting for the perfect instant. Patient as stone, the wind changes direction, carrying with it a new smell. Dust, storm, and something metallic, like rain about to fall. The jungle holds its breath. A drop of rain slides down Nuru's back, and far below the reeds, the monster waits. The peace is only seconds from breaking. Dusk bleeds into the valley like spilled wine, red, heavy, and thick with the scent of rain. Shadows stretch across the riverbank, swallowing the golden light that once filled the clearing. Crickets begin their chorus, and the calls of night hunters echo through the trees. The elephants huddle closer now, their low rumbles vibrating through the ground like distant thunder. The matriarch's eyes never stop scanning. She feels what the others can't, the pulse of danger. Faint but growing, and yet, in the dim light, Nuru drifts away again. He wanders toward the river, drawn by a heron standing in the shallows, its feathers glowing white in the last rays of sun. The bird spreads its wings and lifts, gliding low over the water. Mesmerized, Nuru follows, his small trunk lifted, ears flapping, his reflection rippling below. Then, without warning, the world explodes. A blur of muscle surges from the water, scales flashing, jaws wide. The python strikes with terrifying speed, its coils wrapping around Nuru's body before a sound escapes his throat. For one heartbeat, there is silence. Then, a scream. Not just a cry, but a sound that rips through the valley, raw and pure, the voice of a child discovering fear. The herd erupts. Trumpets echo like war horns. The matriarch charges, tearing through reeds and mud, but the python's grip is already crushing, tightening with every breath Nuru tries to take. His small legs kick helplessly. His eyes roll white with terror. The ground trembles under the elephant's panic. Water splashes, trunks swing, but in the chaos, the riverbank gives way, soft mud collapsing under their weight. Nuru slides, half-submerged, pinned beneath the coils. From across the forest, Koba hears the scream. He freezes. His troop scatters into the trees, alarmed by the sound. But Koba does not run. Something ancient rises within him. Not curiosity, not anger, but recognition. The cry is not of his kind, yet it cuts into him like a blade. A mother's scream, a baby's terror. He moves, through the undergrowth, pounding forward on all fours. Each breath tears through his chest as he crashes toward the noise. The jungle explodes around him, vines whipping, leaves flying. His heart hammers like a drum. The scene he bursts into is madness, mud churned to soup. The mother elephant screaming, tusks flashing in the fading light. The python, coiled like living iron, wrapped around the calf. Nuru's trunk flails, reaching toward the air. And there, between beast and beast, stands Koba. He doesn't think. Instinct takes over. He roars, a sound that shakes the air, and charges. His fists strike the ground like thunder. The python hisses, rearing its head, eyes fixed on this new challenger. It lunges. Koba catches its neck in both hands. The muscles writhe like cables under his grip. The snake's tail whips, striking his shoulder, wrapping tight around his arm. The smell of mud and blood fills the air. The mother elephant trumpets again, stomping near the coils, trying not to crush her baby. Koba heaves. His muscles strain, his roar echoing through the forest. The python twists, its fangs scraping against his fur. But he does not release. He slams it against the ground once, twice, each blow sending ripples through the mud. Nuru gasps, a thin cry escaping. His chest still rises, barely. The python tightens one last time, desperate, then breaks. Its body uncoils suddenly, thrashing in retreat. Koba shoves it back toward the water, his breath ragged, his hands trembling. The snake slides away into the reeds, defeated but alive, leaving a trail of blood in the mud. Silence falls. Only the sound of the river remains. A slow, steady pulse. Koba kneels beside the calf, his dark face close to Nuru's trembling form. The baby's sides move weakly, eyes glazed with pain and fear. Koba's chest heaves. His hand, massive, black, gentle, brushes the mud from Nuru's skin. The mother steps closer, her shadow falling over both of them. She lowers her trunk, touching the gorilla's shoulder, unsure, torn between fear and gratitude. For a moment, predator and protector meet in stillness. Then the rain begins. Soft at first, then steady, falling over the chaos, washing away the blood, the mud, the struggle. Under that rain, three beings, an elephant, a gorilla, and a calf, breathe together. The jungle, which had held its breath for so long, exhales. The night deepens. The python is gone, but nothing will ever be the same. Some battles are not about power, but mercy. Dawn creeps back into the valley like an apology. The rain has stopped, but the ground still glistens with puddles, each one holding a piece of the pale sky. Steam rises from the earth as the sun climbs, touching the treetops with light. The clearing is quiet. The herd is scattered, silhouettes moving slowly through the mist, calling softly to one another. The air is heavy with exhaustion. Near the river's edge lies a small shape in the mud. Nuru. His breathing is shallow, but steady. Each rise and fall of his chest is a victory. His trunk twitches weakly, reaching for his mother's scent. Beside him sits Koba. The silverback's fur is streaked with blood and rain, his body trembling from the fight. Yet his gaze is calm, almost peaceful. He does not move, does not feed, does not rest. He simply watches the baby breathe, as though guarding a flame too fragile to let go out. From the forest's edge, the matriarch returns. Her steps are slow but certain. She rumbles softly, a low sound that carries through the mist. The herd follows, their eyes wide, their movements careful. When she reaches Nuru, she bends low, touching her trunk to his cheek. A soft trumpet escapes her, the sound of both grief and relief. Nuru stirs. His eyes flutter open, clouded but alive. His tiny trunk lifts, brushing against hers. Koba exhales, a sound deep and human in its weight. He rises, his massive frame towering above the pair, yet his movements are slow, respectful. The elephants do not charge. They know. For a long moment, they stand together. The mother, the child, and the unlikely savior. Then Koba steps back. He turns toward the forest, limping slightly, each breath a heavy whisper. His troop will be waiting, confused by his absence, but something in him has changed. Something quiet, wordless, eternal. He pauses once at the tree line, looking back. Nuru is standing now, unsteady but upright, leaning into his mother's side. Their trunks intertwine, a promise, a prayer, a heartbeat shared. Koba watches them for a while, his dark eyes soft in the morning light. There is no triumph in him, no pride, only the still ache of understanding. That mercy, too, is a form of strength. The wind moves through the trees, carrying the scent of rain and life renewed. As he disappears into the mist, the jungle reclaims its rhythm. Birds return to the branches. The river runs calm once more. The wounds of the night begin to fade into memory, carried away by time and water. The camera lingers on the clearing, on the mother and child framed by morning light. A whisper of narration fills the air, gentle as wind through grass. In the wild, mercy is rarer than rain. But when it falls, it changes everything. The music softens. The elephants move on, their shadows stretching long against the rising sun. And somewhere deep in the forest, a silverback sits beneath a fig tree, listening to the heartbeat of the world he has helped mend. The jungle breathes again.